Hello and welcome back to the channel. So we are back. I have Snetchy on the line here, and we're going to check out a showcase of the new Ryoshu units. And Snetchy, talk to us about what we're looking at here. Are you going to go into a Mirror Dungeon hard run?
Okay, yeah. I thought a good way to kind of showcase her would to be in the kind of Mirror Dungeon environment where there will be lots of mobs for her to kind of mow down with her skill 2.
Cool.
Like I said on the initial showcase, like Warp Ryoshu is probably better for single target, but I think Maid Ryoshu could be really good fighting mobs and just making your clear way faster on the Poise team.
Yeah.
So I've already kind of set up some of the gifts to use. Oh, oops, that's the wrong button. That would have been sad.
And really quick, you have, for newer players, obviously you're a veteran player and you have all the starter buffs unlocked. And for someone who doesn't have all that yet, maybe can you just give a brief word on what this does for you?
Okay, so
if possible.
the more you do these mirror dungeons, the easier they'll get, and the better your farming efficiency will kind of be. They can give anything from like extra starting costs so that you can buy more gifts, or for this Ryoshu, some really good nodes would be giving her more max speed so she can more easily get her passive off.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, one of the most important nodes is this More the Better node, which lets you start with 2 ego gifts, and these new discovery nodes, which give you access to the really powerful fusion gifts that that every status has access to.
Cool.
So I've set up these Poise gifts. The Ornamental Horseshoe and 4-leaf Clover form the fusion gift for Poise. Normally I would take those two, but because I'm just going to do a quick showcase, I think I will just take Nebulizer and 4-leaf Clover, just because Nebulizer will very easily give her enough poise to consistently do her AoEs and kind of clear all the mobs.
Yeah, and I mentioned in the review video that since I started in Season 3, I pretty much only have a Poise team myself, and Nebulizer is always what I go for personally, and man, do I love watching those damage numbers pop off. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, the crit teams are pretty fun, and yeah, it got a lot of support. I'm talking like 10 IDs last season, which is like most of the Blade lineage got introduced, and so did all the Pet God crew.
I just love building for crits in all the games all the gachas I've played. I just love critting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Some
it's
of
like a gacha within a gacha.
Yeah. Some of the games I played, it's like essential that you build crit, but like, yeah. Crit damage bonuses, it's really fun.
Okay, so let's try giving her the first slot. So she'll get two actions first.
Okay.
I'll give it to her. So turn 1, I'll see if I can get the AoE from her skill off. And looks like I cannot. But her skill 3 might also just one-shot something, so we'll see.
So did you throw up those defense skills just for the Pride resonance?
Yeah, just I did that just for the Pride resonance.
Okay.
Normally you don't need to do that, but here I'm just trying to showcase her AoE capabilities. So
cool.
So right here she'll be able to do it twice, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, already she has 13 count and 16 poise, so she'll be probably critting and killing them all.
All right, let's see this. Oof. Oh.
Oh boy, that's loud.
Oh, don't worry, the levels are good. I just think it's awesome, that's all.
Okay.
Sick.
But yeah, She can definitely clear mobs very fast,
I like that.
which is a huge boon for people that do a lot of mirror dungeons, I think. Maybe don't run her with Captain Ishmael, because when you kill enemy units, Captain Ishmael actually has a unique sanity thing that'll make her lose sanity. And that's why she has minus 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
And sorry,
It's
what triggered that?
So I'll look at it closer here.
Is it one of Captain's passives?
Yeah, Captain Ishmael has a very unique sanity thing. So her sanity doesn't decrease when allies die. It decreases when allies get kills, and she wasn't a part of them.
Oh.
If the enemy level was higher, and in Mirror Dungeon Hard, enemy levels are always equal to or higher than yours, unless you get like some crazy gift that gives you a ton of levels.
Okay, because I've seen it happen, and I'm like, why is my poor Ishmael why is her sanity so low?
Yeah, I recommend running her on a bleed team, actually, because when enemies die to bleed, it doesn't count as a kill steal.
Okay.
So maybe we'll see the execution here. Nope, I was a little ambitious.
Ooh, beautiful. I just love the game. The animations and everything. It's just puts a smile on my face.
Oh yeah, this game, I've always loved its animations. Alright, we'll try the AoE again. Looks like we have 2 slots for it.
So, okay, when the AoE is going off, you're trying to trigger a bunch of Pride Resonance. And that enhances the skill, or is that what... I can't... We just looked at it, and I can't remember what... oh, she needs a certain amount of poise to consume, right? To make it go AoE?
Yeah, she needs 6 poise count.
Okay.
I'm regretting my decision to... Actually, I'm not really regretting getting Nebulizer, but this would be the point where you get your fusion gift, and that's where your team would absolutely start stomping everything.
Okay.
If they weren't already. But instead,
at least you can upgrade the Nebulizer. Yeah. And then some of those starter buffs are like the reason you already have 483 cost, right? Because I don't get that much. Okay.
Let's try seeing her kill reset. So what should happen is, these 2 units have 1 stack of her Butler mark. That's what I want to think the BM stands for.
Oh yeah, I knew. I learned what it stood for, and I forgot. I can't believe they don't say in game.
So we'll see what the reset looks like. Push. Okay.
Oh, okay. So this is the double cast.
My luck seems terrible.
Oh. And remind me, what triggers that double cast?
So, if she gets a kill with it, and there's another enemy with a Butler mark.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Yep. On kill, reuse once on a random target with BM.
Okay, sweet. And you kind of lined that up on purpose?
Yeah, what I've noticed is her skill 2 is really good at applying AoE Butler mark.
Oh, so it kind of goes to everyone?
Yeah, up to 3 targets.
Sweet.
And if you get a crit on the first one, it'll apply like 3 Butler mark to them, so it won't go away anytime soon.
And then, so when you had that double cast, it just kind of randomly picked one enemy that had it?
Yeah, if you only have one other enemy with Butler mark, it'll just go to that one. So you can kind of manipulate the RNG that way.
Yeah.
Unlike with Ting Ting Hong Lu has a similar effect, and he just goes buck wild and hits whoever. And getting as early as possible. Oh, I have Ting Ting here too. The upside that he has, however, is that his execute is a single coin, so there's no way he can accidentally mess it up. Whereas with Ryoshu, if you kill them on the first coin, I don't think you get the reset.
Okay.
Yeah, the second coin says on kill. So if an enemy is really low, you won't be able to get the second cast off.
All right.
So we'll combine this one and the horseshoe. So this will give us even crazier amounts of poise. We'll basically have like 20 poise on turn 2. And our skill 3s will roll kind of a crazy number.
Oh.
So for Blade, for crit teams, because of this gift, I highly recommend when you're in the shops and you see one of your good crit units, exchange their skill 1 or 2 into their skill 3, and they'll start doing like crazy amounts of damage.
Whoa. So really quick, you basically gave a gist of it, but it said something about skill 3. Like, what was the text there? Or give me a gist of what the text said there.
Right
at the bottom.
So
the last
these
paragraph.
fusion gifts. Okay, so skill 3 of units with poise gain final power +3. So that means at the end of the roll, it'll add a +3 onto it, and it gives coin power equal to 12 divided by the number of coins. So if you only have 1 coin, it'll just add another 12 on top of that. So normally if it rolls
That's
10,
ridiculous.
it'll add the 12 and then final power +3, so 15. So you can imagine it gets pretty crazy.
Ain't nobody
And then
clashing
it
with
multiplies. What's up?
So ain't nobody clashing with you at that point. If you're
Yeah, you'll
like in the 20s.
I've seen like 40s from some
Whoa. Okay, nice.
from some skills. And then it also multiplies the damage you deal by 50 divided by the number of coins. So if it's only 1 coin, it'll be 50% more damage on top of all the base coin power adding damage. So I've got a few skill 3s that I can show off with this gift.
Cool.
Hopefully the enemies don't die too fast.
So when you're giving
we'll try to get.
Go ahead. Yeah, let's watch this, and I have a question for you.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get Pride Resonance. Can't really do that unless I sacrifice one of these skill 3s. We'll sacrifice Dawns. So yeah, as you can see, Flank Thrust is now rolling a pretty crazy number.
And the damage you do is insane.
Yeah, because I did that turn 1, no one had a Butler mark, sadly.
I was just thinking that. So what about the Refraction Railway or content like that?
Oh, sure, we can look at that for a second.
All right, and are there certain bosses you might like to use Ryoshu? Or this poise team that you're using in the
for this,
because it's not quite the same, right? You don't get all those cool like dungeon gifts.
Yeah, you
right?
don't get crazy powerful gifts that are like ramping up your poise every turn. I can think of a few fights she'd be great for. Although I don't know if her damage type is good against them. But in the railway, they have certain fights with, it might just be like 3 waves of mobs, right? And she would just absolutely crush a stage like that, especially if they're slash weak.
Oh, okay, yeah,
She would just AoE them down.
All right, that sounds good.
For the individual boss fights, she might struggle a bit unless they have multiple body parts that she can hit. In which case, she'd be a great choice. The only thing she'd lose out is the execute on her skill 3.
Okay.
But yeah, she could easily just be a really good tech to take into maybe 1 or 2 fights in each like section of this railway.
All right, that's good to know. And is there anything else you want to showcase in that mirror run?
No, I don't think so. I just, as you can see, she's really good at clearing mobs, which I think a lot of players can appreciate because that's most of the mirror dungeon. When combined with the crit gift, her skill 3 becomes a huge nuke that can easily kill at least 2 units every turn. As long as you don't just let it off the rip on turn 1 without any
Right, so it's setting up that double cast, or whatever this game calls it.
Yeah, she slots in well on pretty much any team, just because Poise is very like self-sufficient, just like Charge.
And we also saw a drawback of bringing Captain Ishmael.
Yeah, usually I would run her on a bleed team because she has a lot of coins and the bleed gift gives coin power. And also bleed kills don't count against her sanity loss. But I'm sure someone like smarter than me could probably make her work on a Poise team.
Yeah, just using it more carefully because I love bringing her, so I'm gonna have to be careful with that. But I don't even have the new Ryoshu yet, so I'm still just kind of
as someone who just
bringing my strongest units.
As someone who sorry.
No worries.
As someone who just kind of grinds the battle pass, like I appreciate units that are self-sufficient and kind of have good clash numbers so that I don't have to worry when I'm pressing like win rate and watching YouTube.
Yeah.
But for some players, they really enjoy the like hyper manual, like you have to plan out every turn. So that's why you see a lot of people enjoying like Sunshower Heathcliff and stuff like that.
Yeah, units that are a little more high maintenance, require a little more planning.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to just press win rate on him.
Yeah, so if I'm like kind of like you say, like doing something else and trying to just get my run done in the background, hitting win rate a bunch, I got to be careful about bringing Captain Ishmael with her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she works great on a Poise team, right? Doesn't she have? Yeah.
Oh yeah, in regular play, she works like a dream on Poise teams and Pride teams.
Cool. That's interesting, but that's what makes the game interesting is that you might have some crazy broken effect, but there's some kind of drawback. You know what I mean? You can't just have all good. So,
that's a really cool thing about the ego in this game too. Is a lot of them have really cool effects, but also maybe a big drawback.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks so much for showing that run and what made Ryoshu can do. I think she's an awesome unit. Like we said in the review video, like nothing we've seen this season is totally broken yet, but she fits really well into this Poise team. Can do some really interesting things between that AoE and double casting that skill 3, especially in the mirror dungeon where you can stack crazy Poise gifts and see crazy damage fly off. Any other final thoughts?
I definitely recommend people, if you're unfamiliar with where these like Maid and Butler units are coming from, they're all from Chapter 6. It is possibly one of the best chapters in Limbus right now, so I highly recommend getting to that content and just seeing for yourself just what peak Limbus looks like, I guess.
Maybe one of the best chapters in all of Gacha?
Who knows? I have played a few gachas, but I know there are a lot of communities that are really proud of the stories that their gachas have. So
yeah,
I can't say for sure.
Yeah, it seems like it's something that's usually lacking in a gacha game. However, I'm coming from Nier Reincarnation, which was pretty pretty deep stuff too. It ties in with the main Nier titles and everything. But yeah, I'm loving Limbus, and I need to go back separately and just do like reactions to just story, because as I mentioned before, I started in season 3 and I was close to the end of the season, so I kind of rushed the content because I just wanted to clear it. And I know that, how highly regarded the lore is in this game, so I definitely plan on like combing through it probably before I do Kanto 6, like going back through everything. So
yeah, getting a good idea of all the sinners, their personalities, and like what's going on. Highly recommend it before getting to like 4, 5, 6.
Cool. All right, well, that will conclude the Ryoshu showcase, and thank you again, Snetchy, so much. And
yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. And to all those out there, thanks as always for watching. You are much appreciated. I will see you in the next one.